Right now, I'm going to take a big old dump on the ground, and then I'm going to throw it at you.
In this world, obsessed with kindness and ethical blindness. So please excuse my sarcastic tone. I'm a bit underwhelmed by the sample shown. Mr. Piss-Drunk fraternity guy, you got my ass with bloodshot eyes. Get drunk and fight every night. Idolize Bradley, belittle women's rights. Homophobic, racist, and don't give a fucking hey. Do you think you can drive a bigger truck? So wear your baseball cap to the side to let everyone know that you're a nice guy. So cool, we're so impressed. Lots of chicks in a barrel chest. Cause you're a real man. Punch for punch, gonna piss in your face while you're passed out drunk. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but all of you are assholes. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. She's a nice guy, but all of you are assholes. Nice guys rule the planets. Oh, I just can't understand it. Conquered divine by deception and lies. Social Darwinism and an overdose of pride. Fuck off, jerk off. I don't wanna hear it. Fuck off, jerk off. Read into the lyrics, cause everybody gets their just desserts. As long as you remember that nice guys finish first. You're next on the list. Such a nice guy who speaks through his fists. Prick with a penchant for messing with heads. A broken nose for dinner and breakfast in bed. Alcoholic, paranoid, and suicidal too. But you'll probably kill her before she gets away from you. Screws in a blue, letting cry. All your friends say that you're a nice guy. Have a drink, this one's on me. Look, you're doing fine, losing to your disease. Comatose, I'll pack your bags. Bury you like cats ready to gag. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. We're all nice guys, but all of you are assholes. He's a nice guy, she's a nice guy. Hey, Tom Bone's a nice guy. All of you are assholes. Nice guys rule the planet. The public lamented. Put a body by deception and lies. Social Darwinism and an overdose of pride. Fuck off, jerk off. I don't wanna hear it. Fuck off, jerk off. Read into the lyrics. So let the flunkies will quench your thirst. As long as you remember that nice guys finish first.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Plex. We do this show live at usually 7 p.m. Pacific right here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Echoplex Media. Had to start an hour late this evening. Had a busy day. Also have a busy day tomorrow, but it's my fucking day off of streaming, so whatever. You can support this project at patreon.com/Echoplex or at eplex.store. Sign up at the $5 level or higher, and you get the entire broadcast from Sunday night as well as Tuesday nights. And you also get early access to Used to Be a Spy, putting out a member's version of that tomorrow. I guess I have some work to do. And also, if you were a member on Patreon right now, you would have access to the first episode of Cast of Characters. We did it about Jacob Wall. We also ran it late night on stream here last night. So some of the regulars in chat saw it. Anyway, I'm Producer Dave. You can find me on Grindr. And I'm here to remind you of one thing.
Everything's fine, and everything's fine, and it's great. how's your commute? What do you do? Sorry I'm late, I kept hitting snooze. It's just one of those days. You know what they say. It is what it is. Ignorance is bliss. When it rains, it pours. Couldn't ask for more. What goes around comes around, all in good time. I guess that your guess is as good as mine. Everything's fine and everything's fine and it's great. Thanks. Everything's fine and everything's fine and it's great. Thanks. Everything's fine and everything's fine and it's great. Thanks. Everything's fine and everything's fine. I hope you have a real nice day. Everything's fine and everything's fine and it's great. Thanks. Everything's fine and everything's fine and it's great. Thanks. Everything's fine and everything's fine and it's great. Thanks. Everything's fine and everything's fine. I hope you have a real nice day.
All right. So, in case you didn't know, this week the Canadians put out an ad with Ronald Reagan in it, and the president of the United States not particularly happy about it. Well, actually went so far as to claim it was fake.
I don't know. They cheated on a commercial. Ronald Reagan loved tariffs, and they said he didn't. And I guess it was AI or something. They cheated badly. Canada got caught cheating on a commercial. Can you believe it?
So let's take a look at the video that the Canadians put out. It wasn't fake. It was not fake. Ronald Reagan was like a free trade person. They cheated on a commercial, right? Here's the video or the commercial.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. America's jobs and growth are at stake.
So that was real. That was not fake. Totally real. Again, Ronald Reagan was like a free trade guy, not a tariff guy. I don't like Ronald Reagan, but you know, the facts of the matter are the facts of the matter. Here's the Canadian Prime Minister Carney talking about Trump getting mad and fucking, I'm not going to have any trade talks with Canada now.
All right, good morning. Look, for months we have stressed the importance of distinguishing things we can control and things we can't control. We can't control the trade policy of the United States. We recognize that that policy has fundamentally changed from the policy in the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s. And it's a situation where the United States has tariffs against every one of their trading partners to different degrees. And it's in that context that our officials, my colleagues, have been working with their American colleagues on detailed, constructive negotiations, discussions on specific transactions, specific sectors, steel, aluminum, and energy. And a lot of progress has been made. And we stand ready to pick up on that progress and build on that progress when the Americans are ready to have those discussions, because it will be for the benefit of workers in the United States, workers in Canada, and families in both of our countries. Now, what we can control, absolutely, is how we build here at home. And that's the focus of Budget 2025, generational investment here in Canada. And what we can also control, or at least heavily influence, is developing new partnerships and opportunities, including with the economic giants of Asia, which is the focus of this trip.
Imagine, I don't know, having a leader, prime minister who isn't crazy. I don't know much about Carney, but he doesn't seem crazy. So, and also, that they're definitely gonna be doing more trade with China, as are a lot of people, because this is an opportunity for China to fucking give people fucking good deals, free trade, no bullshit, and they make a lot of stuff there. So, this is a pretty dumb thing that the United States is doing right now. So I guess the money from the tariffs is going to go to people, I guess, or something. I don't know. Here's the president.
We'll do a lot of things. We'll probably make a distribution out of some of the tariff money. I think we're going to make a distribution over the next fairly short period of time to the people, because we took in so much money from the tariffs. Just European Union, $650 billion. Japan, $550 billion. South Korea, $350 billion. That's even a lot of money for you guys, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. How much money is he saying? This is bullshit. There's absolutely no fucking way. There is absolutely no fucking way that these numbers are real. Right, this is like I talk about it, it's like an ice cream cone licking itself, though, right? If you're paying a little bit more for goods and then you get like a $50 check from the government that covers, like, I don't know, a third or a fifth or whatever of the money you spent extra on the goods that you had to pay more for. Like, this is dumb. This is fucking unnecessary bureaucracy, which is what the fucking conservatives are supposed to be cutting anyway. Here's Stephen Miller. He's not happy with J.B. Pritzker and is threatening to arrest governors, or threatening to have governors arrested for seditious conspiracy, which seems like a totally normal and rational thing that someone would do.
What federal authority do you arrest a sitting governor? I understand the supremacy clause. I understand interference with a federal officer. Tell me how it works that he would make himself susceptible to being arrested.
Well, the answer I'm about to give doesn't only apply to Governor Pritzker. It applies to any state official, any local official, anybody who's operating in an official capacity who conspires or engages in activity that unlawfully impedes federal law enforcement conducting their duties. So if you engage in a criminal conspiracy to obstruct the enforcement of federal immigration laws, or to unlawfully order your own police officers or your own officials to try to interfere with ICE officers, or even to arrest ICE officers, you're engaged in criminal activity. Different kinds of crimes would apply. There's obstruction of justice. There is harboring illegal aliens. There is impeding the enforcement of our immigration laws. And then as you get up the scale of behavior, you obviously get into seditious conspiracy charges, depending on the conduct, and many other offenses. So again, it depends on the action, it depends on the conduct, it depends on what is taking place. But what we need to reassure, a couple points. To all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. And anybody who lays a hand on you, or tries to stop you, or tries to obstruct you, is committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no one, no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. And the Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstruction, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, then they will face justice.
I wonder what he has to say about that federal judge who's ordering an ICE official to show up in court to face charges. I wonder if there's that judge doing a seditious conspiracy. I bet he probably thinks so, right? I don't know, though. I don't know. Who knows? So here's the president of the United States claiming that once again, as seems to happen whenever they decide it's happening, I guess Portland is burning to the ground.
Case, Same thing with Portland, speaking of that, because that's where we want it. But, I mean, I looked the other night, Saturday night, Portland is like burning to the ground, and these people are saying it's just friendly stuff. The whole place is burning to the ground. So we'll take care of that one. That's like an insurrection more than it is anything else. That's crazy. Portland's crazy. And then you listen to these radical left people talking about it's really okay. You're seeing things. You're really seeing things. So we're going to.
Well, no, you're not seeing Portland burning to the ground. Like, that's the thing, is maybe you are fucking seeing shit that ain't there, because Portland is not burning to the ground, like, at all. Portland's great. It's just fine. There's people dressed as a chicken and a frog dancing. They're doing illegal twerking in front of ICE. I guess, I don't know, I guess the Proud Boys are going to fix this, though. That's not going to be great if the Proud Boys show up again in Portland.
So, and one thing that I want to make sure is that we don't make the administration look bad, right? Yeah, we can't show up there. ICE is doing a fabulous job. And one thing that we're not going to do is give them ammo.
Is motherfucker on the bottom right streaming while he's driving?
To be able to point at us. But it seems like Portland Police Bureau is not doing their job. So the Proud Boys will be coming back to Portland in one capacity or another. Take that as it may, but I guarantee you it's going to be a very safe event. And you won't see the issues that we've seen in Portland. And maybe the same thing happens. Maybe the Portland Police Bureau realizes that they need to go ahead and engage with Antifa and the left.
I don't know. Going around arresting people in a frog costume, even for the pigs, is just a bad look. I don't know if frogs and pigs are natural enemies or whatever, but these people are crazy. Enrique Tarrio is crazy, and I don't think there's much left of the Proud Boys. I'm not sure, though. I haven't been following that too closely, but I don't think there's much left of that organization, so I'm not sure that they have the ability to really mobilize at this time. Oh, somebody in chat did mention Kermit and Miss Piggy. That relationship was fraught, wasn't it? People were laughing at it, but domestic violence, even between Kermit and Miss Piggy, it ain't funny. Anyway, this is in a neighborhood in Chicago, and I showed up, and the people in the neighborhood not happy.
Coward! You're a little man! You're a little piece of shit! What is it? Go home, coward! You little piece of shit! You're gonna back up? Unfucking believable. Fuckers.
Go on. It's going to start burning.
That looked like a fucking nice ass neighborhood. I noticed there was a lot of fucking white people there, man. You know, fucking people say whatever about Chicago and like, you know, they use it as code for black a lot of times racistly, but it seems like what we're learning here is the white Chicagoans don't play. Like they do. Yeah, those are somebody in chat. Those are brownstones. That's an expensive place to live. That's a desirable neighborhood. And the people in that desirable neighborhood would probably like to keep their neighborhood desirable. And they don't want that shit in their neighborhood. And somebody in chat mentioned that like nobody was blocking their vehicles, right? It was just, well, first of all, the person was going in reverse. So you are going to be going pretty slow. So they were probably frustrated that they were leaving in reverse. And so they just fucking fired on people. You know, it wasn't like bullets, but they fucking fired what they call like crowd control munitions on people who were just yelling at them. They weren't doing shit. But this is just how it goes. This is going to get worse, friends. This is going to get a lot worse. I don't know what happened here in the Bay Area, but the fucking Gestapo fucking backed down, and I think they left. I don't know what happened. I figured they might leave San Francisco alone because it has that tech bro mayor, but they also seem to have gone out in Oakland, then they left. I don't know. Maybe Barbara Lee kind of just told them that, like, you know, you try this in my town and these people are going to tear you apart. Which I don't know. I'm not sure that's something that a mayor would say, but who fucking knows? Who fucking knows why they left? Anyway, the Gestapo surrounded Illinois state rep, that would be Hon Huya. I'm sorry, I ruined his name, but I guess he was observing ICE activity, and they fucking surrounded his car and fucking pointed guns at him and shit.
Han Nguyen. I'm State Representative Han Nguyen. I'm State Representative Han Nguyen.
These guys are telling us to stop following.
I'm State Representative Han Nguyen.
They're U.S. Customs and Border Patrol.
I'm State Representative Han Nguyen.
There's 3 agents behind us. Why is my window not working?
I'm State Representative Han Nguyen.
Somehow they're able to open my windows. These people there's 3 officers in front of us, 3 officers behind us.
I'm State Representative Han Nguyen.
He has,
I'm State Representative Han Nguyen.
There's 3 officers.
Friend, the Gestapo doesn't give a fuck that you are an elected official.
This other car behind us.
Yeah, they just put a gun.
Yeah, they just had a gun. We're at Montrose and Kimball now, telling us to stop following them. I guess the other car behind me was following me. I didn't realize, but now we're at Montrose. Okay, we're heading west on Montrose from Kimball.
Damn, they just fucking pointed guns at those people and said stop following us, and they were like, nah. They kept following them. Fucking, this is good. This is good. Somebody in chat asked, we couldn't tell what the ICE were saying. I think they left their windows up, as you might should. But I think like more elected officials need to be doing this stuff because, like, I don't know, they take somebody's as soon as they take like some elected official from like that looks like, you know, that guy looked like an Asian guy, Chinese guy, maybe he represents you know, a district full of like Asian people, and now you get more solidarity, right? Because they would have taken this guy in. Now, I'm glad nothing fucking happened, but you know, it just seems like if they're not doing anything wrong, what the fuck's the problem with an elected official following them? Up next, we got Cosplay Christy Gnome. She showed up in Minnesota, and she got, we'll call this a Minnesota welcome, because this looks like a lot of fucking white people. It's very Minnesota. They're like, don't you know? Get out of here, don't you know? Fucking The Handmaid's Tale is there. Fuck yeah. That's a lot of old people too. Oh man, everywhere these people go, they're getting this kind of welcome. They don't got the kind of support that they think they do. Up next, we got Cosplay Christy Gnome. she's telling you that everything's on the up and up. Don't you worry about it. Aren't you glad everything's on the up and up, friends?
And the fact that the media is not talking enough about some of the dangerous folks that you guys are catching and removing from the country. Do you think that might have something to do with the tactics, the masked ICE agents grabbing people out of cars and off the street or coming out of their immigration hearings? We've seen images of families, children are crying. It's just sort of shocking in this country, never having seen that type of thing.
No, I think that our law enforcement officers are doing everything appropriately and correct to make sure people are brought to justice. And that's the opportunity that we've given individuals from day one, was that if they're in this country illegally, that they can come to us, we will pay them to leave this country $1,000 and buy them a plane ticket to leave. People get to keep their children with them. If they've committed a crime against individuals in this country, they will be brought to justice. They will be prosecuted for those crimes. We've been very clear about that, and I'm grateful for our law enforcement officers that in the face of danger are out there every day still doing their job and doing what they can to make sure that they are safe, that they are doing it appropriately, and that they get to go home to their kids and their family members too. I think most people look around a room full of law enforcement officers, and sometimes the media doesn't tell the story that they all have families too, and that they deserve to go home that night and tuck their kids into bed and to be able to get up and support their family and pay their bills as well. That's what today is, 9 months of law enforcement officers finally getting to do their job again, finally getting to do what they took an oath to do, and that's uphold the law and be fair and just in how they do that. And I'm so proud of the work that they've done.
Yeah, that's why fucking every time they go anywhere, that fucking people like try to run them out of the neighborhood and shit. I don't know. I wonder, like, when, some of these ICE agents, they have kids. Sure, some of these ICE agents have kids who are adults or young adults. Wonder what some of these young adults think about what their ICE agent parent is doing. Probably not a lot of them super fucking proud of it. Don't worry, you'll be fine if you just don't protest. Don't protest. You'll be fine. Everything will be good.
And the fact that the media is not talking enough about some of the dangerous folks that you guys are catching and removing from the country. Do you think that might have something to do with the tactics?
This is in fact a live program, folks. Looks like I messed something up. So the next one, somebody was going to say, don't protest and you'll be fine. But, that I don't have that clip. I just have the same clip twice because, well, it is what it is. So we're going to move on to the next story on the docket here. This is Mika Brzezinski of all people, versus Tom Holman. The morning Joe is the resistance. It is the revolution.
Is a person living in this country, paying taxes, has a license, has a job, and has kids serving in the U.S. military, but is still in the process of getting legal papers, is that person a criminal?
Look, every case is different, but when I'm talking,
I'm asking about that case.
No,
because there's been that case.
No, they're not. From what you just told me, they're not a public safety threat. However, if they're in the country illegally, that is not okay either. So should that person be put in a car, like surrounded by ICE agents wearing masks, and dragged into a car and detained? I don't know the specifics of that case, but let me say this. That seems to be the answer for any case that has happened that you don't want to talk about. Because there are cases across the country where people who are paying taxes, who have licenses, who are in the process of trying to get legal papers, are they criminals?
She's like, hey man, every time you don't want to answer a question, you just say that you don't know the specifics of the case. You done fucked up when Morning Joe's co-host, when Mika Brzezinski is like up in your shit. You done fucked up. This story is interesting. This is out of Florida, of all places, and an ICE agent was arrested for DUI with his kids in the car, which is a horrible behavior. And all he seemed to care about was that the cop that was arresting him was black. Fucking wild stuff. He's like, are you Haitian?
That's what I'm trying to do the exercise. That way we can move on. Are you Haitian? That's nothing to do with my wrist, buddy. My question was, are you Haitian? Who is the guy in the white shirt?
That's the colonel.
Colonel, don't mean
Okay, well.
I'm federal.
Okay.
I'm trying to get home. I got my boys with me.
Who do you work for?
DHS.
Do you have your ID with you?
No, I don't.
Okay. But if I called them, they'd verify that you're a
100%, bro.
Okay. You don't have any type of credentials or anything that say you're DHS?
Not on me, no.
Okay. All right.
I only bring my weapon with me if I'm...
Well, wait, just because if you work for the DHS, you don't get to just drive around drunk like in the middle of the day or anytime, actually.
Okay, but you don't have any weapons on you right now?
No, I don't.
Okay, so what I want to do, I want to talk away from the kids. So I'm going to ask you to step out of the car and we're going to walk back to the back of your car, okay?
Are you serious right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
You know what? Call my supervisor.
Okay. Do you want to do the exercises or no?
I'll do it. But you know what? What's homeboy doing down there? You know, guys, come on.
This guy's fucking trashed. Oh, listen, I'll do it. Oh, he might as well be fucking hiccuping and have like bubbles coming out of his mouth or out of his nose, or when he breathes out like a fucking drunk in a cartoon.
You don't want to get hit. You don't want you to get hit. That's why I'm trying to do the exercise. That way we can move on. Are you Haitian? That's nothing to do with my wrist, buddy. My question was, are you Haitian?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from. Okay. Look, man, I really need you to do the exercise. If you don't...
What, is he going to try to fucking deport the cop right now? That'd be... Oh, come on. I mean, fuck the police, but this is like one of the few things that the fucking cops do. It also looks like these are highway cops.
...to do the exercise. I get it. You need a minute. I gave you a few minutes, okay? But...
Let me talk to your supervisor.
Not right now, sir.
Yeah?
If you're a cop, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a fucking law enforcement,
okay,
dude.
Then stop talking and sit in the back of the car and stop. Stop this.
Let's go.
Stop this.
What about my kids?
We're gonna take care of it.
No, I'm not going in there. Let me talk to your supervisor.
Again, you can talk to him in a second.
Nope. Not going in there without my supervisor.
Okay, let's go to the other side. Come here. Come on, man. Don't pull against me. Let's go.
I'm not moving, bro. Don't do this. Lane.
Come on.
Hey, come on, buddy. We're not doing this. Come on. Let's go. So you guys come on, put your feet in.
Stand up.
Stand up, come on.
Stand up. Put your feet in it.
No. Man, don't be a kid. Come on.
Stop.
Where are my kids?
Stand up. Put your feet in.
What? Put your feet in. Put your feet in. You don't want to make this worse already. Come on. Come on, man. Let's go.
You got to sit in the car, man.
You're going to jail for DUI, which is a misdemeanor. If you don't cooperate, you go to jail for resistance. It only makes it worse.
Come on. Put your feet in, buddy.
All right, your kids will be fine. This will pass.
Listen to me.
No, sir, not on the side of the road.
Come on, let's go, man.
We got to sit down, Scott.
God, you guys.
Thank you.
Man, these motherfuckers think that they're above the law. They're like, oh, you need to respect law enforcement. Well, I mean, I don't know. Fucking, you're like, oh, I'm out there fucking fighting for the law and shit. And then you're out there driving drunk. I mean, like visibly drunk. Like this was, at first I was like, oh, I don't know how much he's had to drink. And then like when he started, like when he was standing outside behind the car, starting to ask questions, who's that over there? I'm like, oh, fuck, you're wasted, bro. Just because you can kind of hold, like when you're drunk, if you try to hold composure, you can do it for maybe a minute or two, like while you're paying attention, right? You ain't gonna pass the sobriety test, right? But you might be able to play it off. But your window to do that is real small. That's fucking awful. Up next, I guess, did you know Did you know that China? Well, did you know the president of Colombia is a drug dealer, according to the president of the United States? Not just that drugs move through the country or whatever, but the president himself, drug dealer. That's what the president of the United States is saying. Here is that clip. It's only 6 seconds.
A drug leader. You want to see he's a drug dealer. The president of Colombia is a drug dealer.
Dude, yo, you listen, you start messing with the fucking cartel's money, and it doesn't matter if you're the president of the United States. Like, there's, this ain't gonna go good. Up next, did you know that China is actually smuggling fentanyl into the United States via Venezuela because they couldn't just put it in a fucking shipping container, which is how most drugs get into the United States.
For you or Secretary Hegseth, is there any evidence that China is now smuggling fentanyl through Venezuela to bypass U.S. and Mexican port controls?
They are doing that, yes. But they are paying right now a 20% tariff because of fentanyl. That's billions and billions of dollars that they're paying. We're actually, on November 1st, the tariff on China goes to 157%. Which is record-setting territory, and we don't want that because it's not sustainable for them. They can't sustain that. We don't want them to have to go through that. So,
wait, dude, listen, 100? No, dude, that's not sustainable for you. When people go buy shit, like any fucking anything, you're like, I'm going to buy an American car to avoid the tariff. Well, you're not really avoiding the tariff because there's circuit boards, ICs in that car, there's all kind of stuff in that car that's made in China. So when everything starts getting real expensive, because so much of what we buy and so much of what is used to build even things that we buy that are made in the United States, once the prices on all that go up, like a lot because of all this, like people are going to get pissed. People are going to get extremely pissed. Like right now, if a lot of large businesses hold stock of things. So if you could probably still pick up a lot of made in China products where the tariff isn't in effect yet because they already have stock of whatever it is. But once they run out of that old stock, not great. It's not going to be fun at all for people. 1 in 1,000 Americans died from drugs in the last 5 years. Just believe it because this guy says so.
According to CDC data, nearly 330,000 Americans died over the past 5 years from fentanyl. That's 1 in every 1,000 Americans who died.
It's more than that, but it's all right.
Yes,
it's
I know.
More.
You think it's even more.
I'll be discussing that with President
Yes,
Xi.
so that's actually my...
I don't know about that number. 1 in 1,000 people died from fent. I would believe that maybe 1 in 1,000 people died from some kind of complication of drug or alcohol abuse. But from fentanyl specifically, that number it doesn't pass the sniff test. And speaking of the sniff test, don't do cocaine right now because of fentanyl. Speaking of drugs, by the way, drug prices are actually going to go down 500%, which is amazing because I would love it when I get prescribed something. If they, instead of it costing me $100, actually they gave me my prescription and $500. That'd be fantastic. Would love it.
Equivalent amount, and amazingly, everybody agreed. So our drug prices are going to be coming down 100%, 200%, 300, 400, 500% in some cases. A bill that cost $10 in London would cost $120 in, think of it, $120 in New York.
So if that goes down 500%, they're paying you what, $480 to take it? 600 maybe? I think it's $480 they'd be paying you to take it, right? Because you got to take off the first 100%. Yeah, that's great. Fuck yeah. You prescribe me something and give me $480 for it. Give me $480, just fucking some walking around money. Hell yeah. Is that going to be in cash, Venmo? How are you going to do that? Did you know that the Department of Justice, Trump's Department of Justice in 2020, no less, rigged the 2020 election. And so they're going to have to pay, I guess.
You're just very good.
Follow up on her question to you, because the New York Times is reporting that your legal team is seeking $230 million from your own Justice Department now in response to the investigations into you. Is that something you want your legal team to do?
I don't know what the numbers are. I don't even talk to them about it. All I know is that they would owe me a lot of money, but I'm not looking for money. I'd give it to charity or something. I would give it to charity, any money. But look, what they did, they rigged the election. And as you know, we had, in one case, 60 Minutes had to pay us a lot of money. George Slobodanopoulos had to pay us a lot of money. And
did you just call him Slobodanopoulos?
They paid me a lot of money because what they did was wrong. And, when somebody does what's wrong. Now, with the country, it's interesting because I'm the one that makes the decision, right? And, that decision would have to go across my desk. And it's awfully strange to make a decision where I'm paying myself. In other words, did you ever have one of those cases where you have to decide how much you're paying yourself in damages? But I was damaged.
Well, you're not the. I was damaged. You're not the judge.
Any money that
you don't decide.
I would give to charity.
This fucking guy. He's like, oh, you ever decide how much to pay yourself when you got fucking wronged by your own Justice Department? Comey and Brennan, actually, they're the ones. They rigged the election. That's just the rules. That's just how it's going down.
The president for years has said, hey, this was unjust. I think now history has proven the Russiagate was a hoax. It was actually formed by James Comey and Brennan and others that were behind the scenes on it to be able to push a narrative that they knew at the time was false or suspected could be false. And the president's trying to
suspected could be false. Well, that's not anything you're investigating. You could get it wrong. If I look into something, I suspect that what I found could be false, I suppose.
I want justice like every other American. I'm interested in the details on this, but I don't know it yet, as you don't yet either from the one story. So I'm going to let all the facts come out before I start making judgment on it.
Fair enough, Senator. Let's turn to...
This fucking... God, what an idiot. Oh, these people are fucking crazy. Oh, we're gonna sue because the Justice Department investigated me. All right, whatever. This is New York attorney Letitia James has pled not guilty to some kind of mortgage fraud. There's a great breakdown of this by Legal Eagle, by the way. If you follow Legal Eagle, it's I was pretty impressed by it. I thought it was good. It like sort of talked a little bit about like the mortgage contract itself and how they were claiming that she was renting it out, but she actually bought it for a family member, which is totally fine. Anyway, here's Letitia James after she pled not guilty.
But this is not about me. This is about all of us. And about a justice system which has been weaponized. A justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge. This justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge. And a weapon against those individuals who simply did their job and who stood up for the rule of law. And a justice system which unfortunately is nothing being used as a vehicle of retribution. But my faith is strong. And my faith is, I have this belief in the justice system, in the rule of law, and I have a belief in America and all of its individuals who have stood with me, not only in New York, but all across this nation. I've heard from just about every jurisdiction in this nation who have said, stand up and be tall. And never ever cow down or back down. No fear. Or break or bend. No fear. So there's no fear today. No fear. No fear. No fear. No fear. No fear. Because I believe believe that justice will rain down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. Preach. And I'm here to say that my work and my job and all that I do, all throughout my public career, I've stood up for the rights of New Yorkers and Americans, and I will not be deterred. And I will not be deterred. I will not be distracted. I will do my job each and every day, and that's why I'm headed back to New York, because there's work to be done standing up for the rule of law. God bless you and thank you all, and I appreciate you.
I don't know, with all that's going on, it said that the Chiron said the trial date had been set for January 2026. With all that's going on, might be in this gal's best interest to try to move that up, to request a speedy trial, because who knows what kind of crazy shit is going to happen between now and then, and like whether or not she'll even be able to get a trial, whether or not like whoever the judge is will get like fired by fucking Donald Trump and replaced with one of Trump's cronies or whatever. This one is this is James Comer, who I'd kind of forgotten about. I just called this on the docket. Well, then, okay, arrest Bill Clinton.
Let's be clear. Democrats don't care about transparency or accountability in this matter. The evidence we've gathered does not implicate President Trump in any way. Public reporting, survivor testimony, and official documents show that Bill Clinton had far closer ties to Epstein. Let's be.
What do they think that all the the liberals are going to be like, oh well then don't worry about it, stop it, we don't want you going after Bill Clinton? Because I'm like, I don't know, you could throw Bill Clinton in fucking jail, I guess. I mean, did he do the shit? If he did the shit, then he should go. I mean, that's just how it is. Up next, the FBI is on the case against the Toronto Rangers, famous NBA team, the Toronto Rangers.
The indictment details specific examples where the defendants profited from illegal gambling and illegal betting on various NBA games about the performance of players on, among other things, the Charlotte Hornets, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Toronto Rangers. Each defendant in the NBA basketball gambling case has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering.
I'm not a sports guy, but I've never heard of the Toronto Rangers. Oh man, this doesn't inspire confidence in the prosecution of this case. Okay, I just a video of what I haven't even seen this. This is Mike Johnson answering a question about something the president posted. Check this out.
To say that the president of the United States over the weekend released a video of him pooping on the American people.
The president uses social media to make a point. You can argue he's probably the most effective person who's ever used social media for that. He is using satire to make a point. He is not calling for the murder of his political opponents, and that's what these people are doing. I mean, they're in one of these photos. I think there's a picture of the president hanging in effigy by a noose on one of these. The one on the far end. I mean, it's unconscionable. Look.
Why? What? I'm not even gonna. It was probably fucking AI that he did. He put up. I'm not fucking gonna go look for whatever this video is of Donald Trump pooping on the American people. I thought the only person that he was into that with was Ivanka, actually. And I thought it was P. I thought that was what the P tape was. Next up, we have Mike Johnson being asked a question about not swearing in a Representative Grijalva from Arizona. And I butchered that lady's name. I'm sorry. Future representative.
Rep. Grijalva can work. Rep-elect Grijalva can work for her constituents.
Oh, Grijalva.
Right now.
Okay.
Constituent services answering the phone. She has computers and 16 employees, and there's no excuse for it. Okay. With the Epstein files are being released. 43,000 pages now. There was another batch of documents dumped on Friday of last week, which included Epstein's personal ledgers, his financial ledgers, his daily calendar, his flight logs, all the things that people have been saying they wanted. It's all coming out. Why?
I'm sorry, dude. You don't like include your fucking crimes on your daily calendar? Like, what are they talking about?
Because the House Oversight Committee has been working through this period, even when we're not on the House floor, to go through and dig through the Epstein estate files and all the rest and get them out. So these are all distractions from the main point. They have shut the government down for political purposes, and we got to get it reopened.
Speaker. Yeah, somebody in chat mentioned this. Every time they say they release stuff, or not every time, but a lot of times when they say they release stuff, it's stuff that's already already been made public, either via mostly via journalism. And so like when they release stuff, it's stuff that people already knew. Well, everybody, sometime soon there's going to be some kind of policy because we've been having meetings, I guess. I don't know. 2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks away, whatever it is.
As you could say, one thing is that the Democrats want to stop our momentum, but they can't do it. They can't do it. There's so much that we can do right now, even though they've got the government shut down. And so thinking about the CPI, one of the places where we've seen, things that weren't moving in the direction we would like in the past was food prices. And we've had a really, really big series of meetings where sometime soon there's going to be a really big agricultural policy that's going to help our ranchers, for example. And if you cut all the red tape out that's like costing farmers and ranchers lots and lots of money, then it's good for them and it's good for consumers. And so we are working hard to get inflation down and growth high, and even with the government shutdown, we're not slowing down one bit. So
we've had some meetings, and sometime there might be some policy, and like I hate this stuff. Like, what are you talking about? What are the meetings about? You can sort of give information about what sorts of things are being discussed. The problem is nothing's being discussed. They're not gonna try to help the farmers, right? But they're gonna claim to have saved the farmers. Here's a fucking Gordon Gekko, Gavin Newsom, talking about the Trump family's business dealings. This involves Laura Ingraham. This dude's gonna get himself fucking assassinated, I think.
Laura Ingraham on Fox News say, "Well done, sir." Why is Laura going to even be more supine? Well, because she's in business with Don Jr., with a guy who's in business with David Sachs on a new SPAC business, Chamath, who's a partner with David.
I fucking hate David Sachs.
David Sachs runs all the AI. Laura Ingraham now has a SPAC business. Imagine what your boss would say if you started to do business with me. That's allowed. And she gets to be their spokesperson on the Pravda network. Fox, primetime. This great grift. Unprecedented in modern history. Billions and billions of dollars. The great grift. State capitalism. Not just crony capitalism. Ask Intel. Ask MP Materials. Ask folks at US Steel. Ask the folks at AMD. Ask the folks at NVIDIA. The hell is going on in this country? None of this is normal. You will be seeing on my Patriot site new knee pads that I'll be sending out, the new signature series knee pads for all these CEOs, for the University of Virginia that I'll add to the list today, for bending their knee, for those law firms, the universities, media companies, as this guy's rolling back, rewriting history, putting us back to pre-1960s world, censoring historic facts. Wake up, everybody. Wake up.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like Gavin Newsom, but selling knee pads for fucking, because it's not for bending the knee, right? That's not what the implication is. The implication is something else. His staff is doing a bang up job. I just hope he's not the president. I mean, I'd vote for him over fucking a Republican, but like, I hope it's not him. I hope it's not him. He might lose in the general because a lot of people hate California for no good reason. 1 in 10 Americans lives in California, but a lot of people hate California, and I think it would drive a lot of people out to vote just because he's from California. Do you know that tearing down the ballroom and fucking replacing it with fucking some fucking gold encrusted monstrosity is the president's #1 fucking thing right now?
The ballroom and the Rose Garden patio, is the president looking at any other renovations or significant kind of projects here at the White House?
Not to my knowledge, no. But he's a builder at heart, clearly. And so his heart and his mind is always churning about how to improve things here on the White House grounds. But at this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority.
God, it's going to be so tacky. Oh, it's going to be so ugly and tacky. It's going to look like the fucking White House. It's going to look like what he's done with the fucking press conference or with the Oval Office with all this fucking ugly ass gold everywhere. Fucking so tacky. Like people who are like actual rich people don't fucking cover shit in gold, right? This guy, look at it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look like, look at how fucking gross this is. Yeah, anyway, here's more on the ballroom, I guess. He's like, I'm going to cover it in gold.
Just changing this topic slightly, I see you've got the model of the White House and the ballroom. Many people were surprised that the entire East Wing is being demolished because you had said initially that the ballroom would just touch or would not.
Well,
touch
certain
it.
areas
What
are being
happened?
certain areas are being left. We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. It was over the course of 100 years, it was changed. The columns were removed, and it was a much different building. Then a story was added on in 1948, 1949. There was a story added on, which was not particularly nice. And the building was very, very much changed from what it was originally. It was never thought of as being much. It was a very small building. And rather than allowing that to hurt a very expensive, beautiful building that, frankly, they've been after for years. You have that. I brought these along so people could see, but it's, there's a relative, nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got...
The president doesn't want the outside painted gold.
You honor a foreign leader. We have a proper space. Right now, we have a...
Oh, man, after this guy gets out of the fucking White House, if he ever gets out of the White House, and if we get some kind of like reasonable, if we come back to some sort of reasonable state of being, we need to maybe make it the law that the fucking president can't just start tearing down the fucking White House. That's a fucking historic building. Like, I don't know. I'm not like big on like nostalgia or any of that stuff, but that's a fucking historic building. That's fucking disgusting. He paved over the fucking garden. Oh, God. You shouldn't be allowed to do this. This isn't your house. This is everybody's house, supposedly. What the fuck? Here's Stephen Miller talking about how Donald Trump is restoring neoclassical design to the White House. Whatever the fuck that is.
The scandal is how Democrats on the left have scarred the landscape of our country with grotesque so-called modern art that celebrates ugliness, that celebrates defacement. The tragedy is a political party and a movement that has ripped down our statues, our monuments, our holidays, our heroes, our heritage. The Republican Party under President Trump celebrates beauty again and beautification again. And just as President Trump has beautified Washington, D.C., scraping off the graffiti that has been all over our nation's capital, been all over Union Station, our areas of transit and work and recreation. Now he's repairing, finally, an area of the White House that has been left in disrepair for decades.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a dump. Oh my God, I bet the inside of whatever wing of this was fucking beautiful, right?
Wing, which importantly is not part of the White House. It is not part of the residence. It was a cheaply built add-on structure.
Cheaply built? What the fuck is this? Oh yeah, I'm sure they just it's made of it's actually made of styrofoam.
20th century.
Like a yurt.
Which houses offices, is not a residence, nobody lives there, is badly in need of refurbishment, repair, and renovation. The White House also desperately needs and has long needed a place to hold large events for Americans, for visitors, for visiting delegations, befitting the greatest nation in the world. As I'm sure you know and you've seen, your viewers have seen, in the past when large events were held at the White House, they had to erect a makeshift tent in the mud at great expense, build it up, then tear it down over and over and over again. So every time Obama held a big event at the White House, what would he do? Build a tent, fill it up, tear it down. That's absurd. We're the United States of America. We have to be able to hold events at the People's House in the United States Capitol. And very importantly, President Trump is making sure it's in the neoclassical design around which our nation's architecture has long been directed. Up until, again, recently, when we begin seeing these modern art structures, these brutalist structures, and these many other buildings that have been horrible and depressing to look at.
Friends, you know that this is a scam. I mean, that they're building a building, I'm sure, but this is a scam, right? This is Trump's people are fucking just pulling in so much money. There's going to be so much overbilling, and people are just going to be fucking skimming money off of this thing. This is a fucking grift. 100% for sure this is a grift. This is Representative Lisa McClain, which is not a McCain, but a McClain, talking about the No Kings protests last weekend. Apparently, I didn't know anything about the thing she's going to tell us. Here's her on CNN.
Do you really believe that the approximately 7 million attendees who participated this weekend, according to the organizers, hate the United States of America?
Well, look at what they're standing for. They're standing for communism. They're standing for anti-Semitism. Just take a look at the rallies, right? This is the party of law. The Republicans are the party of law and order. We don't believe in anti-Semitism. Take a look at the speakers that they have at the rally. Take a look at what they're fighting for. They're fighting to defund police, defund ICE. They're fighting not for law and order, but they're fighting for the criminals. We stand.
So there's a lot of people out there with a lot of different opinions and a lot of different like politics. You're going to find like libertarians out there, moderate Republicans, old conservatives who aren't Republicans, shit libs. You're going to see some leftists, but not a whole lot. In Oakland, I was a lot of leftists and a lot of people of color, but this wasn't these people. A lot of these people are capitalists, and a lot of these people, when push comes to shove, would probably support Israel in their the horrific actions of the government of that country. This person's just wrong. This is just the line they're trying to run. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Anyway, Kristen Sinema, no longer a senator, but don't worry. She's still finding ways to ruin the world.
The AI action plan set out by the Trump administration says very clearly that we must continue to proliferate AI and AI data centers throughout the country. So federal preemption is coming. Chandler right now has the opportunity to determine how and when these new innovative AI data centers will be built. When federal preemption comes, we'll no longer have that privilege. They will just occur, and they will occur in the manner in which they want to occur. So the old beliefs around recruiting companies and jobs are changing, and cities must adapt as well.
So yeah, she's out in Chandler, Arizona, fucking like lobbying for a fucking some data center company because of course she is. She wants some giant fucking data center Like, not fucking great. No fun. That lady is so horrible. Such a horrible person. Remember when she did that? She went to vote on something and she went up there and made a face and was like, meh, on the fucking Senate floor. What a horrible person. So, I don't know who Jesse Leon Rogers is. New to the docket. Found him over on Right Wing Watch, as you could imagine. Can't do the show without Right Wing Watch. Shout out to them, actually. He's going to talk about who should and shouldn't be able to hold office. Man is probably not a big fan of the First Amendment. Again, shout out to Right Wing Watch. Love the people that work there.
We almost lost our country, our nation.
We almost lost our country because they lit up the fucking White House in a rainbow in June. Oopsie poopsie.
Our republic, the United States of America. Had the wicked won the election in 2024, this nation would have gone to hell so rapidly you would not be able to recognize it today. They would have kept the border open, granted amnesty to 20 million illegals, stacked the Supreme Court, and gotten rid of the Electoral College. They would have...
Man, don't threaten me with a good fucking time. I love all that.
Continued their evil agenda to destroy the family, morality, marriage, children, and the unborn. Truly, the Democrat Party has become the most wicked institution in the history of the United States and possibly the world. In this last election cycle, more than 800 Muslims ran for public office.
Uh-oh. On one hand, you're like, these people need to come in here legally and assimilate to our culture. Well, these people are here legally, and assimilated at our culture, and ran for office. So now that's bad. Also, I would like to familiarize this guy with the First Amendment, where there should be no political, religious test to hold political office. He should, as a patriot, he should know that.
In the United States, before Joe Biden was in the Senate, we had a law on the books in the United States prohibiting a Muslim from holding public office in this nation.
And no, there was never such a law. What the? No, no, no. The first law that the country ever wrote said you can't do that. Like, I don't know what else to fuck. It's the first law. They put it first.
Short of a divine miracle, New York City, America's largest city, in this next election cycle will have a Muslim mayor.
Oh, I love Zoran. What a nice guy. He just seems like the nicest guy. He's going to run into some problems, right? Some of the things he wants to do are going to be a little harder than I think he thinks they're going to be, but like, what a nice guy. Good for him.
We said we would never forget September 11, 2001, but 24 years later, the largest city in America is electing a socialist, communist, Muslim mayor.
Hell yeah.
The United States of America must once again put a law on the books prohibiting a Muslim from holding public office. And the rest of the nation must do what the state of Texas has done, making Sharia illegal in this nation.
Well, you can't have Sharia law because we have law. Yeah, you can't actually have Sharia law because we have the law. It's already like illegal to impose that. Again, that would also violate the First Amendment, right? You can't. That shit, yeah, it would violate the First Amendment. Our last fucking clip, before we go into red light. Ooh, we got damn close to only doing an hour show this week. That's amazing. Maybe I should shut the fuck up so that I don't end up sitting here talking for another 20 minutes. So if you go to a Halloween party, or any kind of Halloween themed event, don't dress like this guy.
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!
Don't touch him! Don't
touch me! Get the fuck out!
Don't touch him!
You don't Fuck you! What the fuck?
Look at the fucking the men are being like, what? The men are just like, oh, look at how fucking crazy this is as a Nazi, and the women are like, get out of here, Nazi. Like, what the fuck? Why what are the men? Why aren't the men are just like, oh snap, a Nazi, and the women are like, get the fuck out. Like,
Are you in my accounting class?
so you could ask later. You might want to give some, I don't know, support the women who are fucking running the Nazi out of the fucking party. You might want to do that.
Yeah! What up, bro? What's good, bro? How are you? Look at this guy.
Fuck you!
This is terrible.
What the fuck is your problem?
I don't know what you want. Is this serious?
Oh, little man, hell yeah, little skinny man.
Oh my god!
I have no idea.
Guy in the UFC shirt doesn't seem so tough. What's he doing? Oh hell, Oh, did you see that? Fucking homegirl was taking off her shoe. I wonder if there's a longer version of that somewhere, because homegirl took off her shoe. You don't. What happened after that? I mean, there's a reason you take off your shoe. That's a high heel. You smack somebody pretty good with that fucking high heel. What the fuck though? Yo, why weren't the only one man seemed to be like trying to like support the women that ran him out of the bar, right? It was the women. Not that women can be strong. They should be. I'm proud of these women, especially these are kind of like pretty white women, probably using their privilege in a pretty good way. But I don't know, a little more support from the guy instead of him being like, oh shit, like it was like an interesting event or something that happened. Anyway, we got some good stuff for Red Light. We're going to do some little bit of Shasta news. We got some footage from the Registrar of Voters office with Clint Curtis. It's wild. And we got Mike Lindell, Asmongold, and Nikki Fuentes appear to be making friends. And then InfoWars seems to have hired a new anchor, and we're going to take a look at that a little bit. So if you're listening to the podcast, if you got all the way through it this week, it's easier than it's been the last couple of weeks. It's about half the length of some of our more recent shows that have gone long. And if you want like the Red Light portion, you should join us live sometime. Twitch.tv/Echoplex Media, or $5 a month at either patreon.com/Echoplex or eplex.store. You get the audio and video of the whole show sent right to your inbox, as well as other goodies like Olive Down Ballot. And used to be a spy early, and you'll get Cast of Characters episodes early. If you're listening after Wednesday, the Cast of Characters first episode is dropped on YouTube. That's youtube.com/@Echoplex Media, and it's about Jacob Wohl. And I would appreciate if you share that out. If you're watching live, you know the drill. Hang out a second. I'm going to change the color of the lights, change the contents of my beverage, and we'll be right back with Red Light.